At long last, I have the pleasure of meeting the great artist Norman Teeling, and
Thank you very much, George. Thank you.
I am a fan of yours. I saw the lovely production of the book you did on art, and wonderful paintings in it. But in particular, I am a fan of this particular one. It's very much around homelessness, and it's striking to me, especially the eyes and what it's. I'd like to ask you, how long ago, the concept, how long ago, and what brought this about, if you wouldn't mind?
Well, actually, I had the idea in my mind anyway, before I attempted to paint the picture, of doing something that could contribute in some small way to the homeless situation in the country, you know. So I went into town and went around all the back streets and the various places, and to see if I could find exactly what you see here in front of you. This young chap, he's there every day. He was. Anytime I went into town, he was there. So I kind of got to know him. But, I didn't talk to him very much, but because he was kind of like a bit spaced. But I threw him a few quid, and then one day I said to him, "Is there any chance of me taking a photograph or doing a painting of you?" And he said, "Oh no, I wouldn't want that." He probably thought I was going to maybe sell it to one of the papers or something, and I could see him, he's a bit nervous. So I tried to explain to him. I said, "Look, I'm a painter. I go around the city," which I was doing a lot of at that time. And I asked him, could I paint his portrait? So I went in with my little paint box the first time, and I did a little painting, which I still have at home actually, as a kind of a study.
Yeah, of course.
And I wanted to get because of he was a bit fidgety, and he was lying down, he was sitting up, and he wasn't communicating very well or posing very well. So I said, I'll take a photograph. So I took one on my phone and went home, and using the small painting as a reference, I painted the big one. I took a bit of time in my studio at home, and then I said, well, okay, this is a painting of what looks like a homeless man or youth, and I need some sort of a slogan, something to kind of make it.
So that background wasn't there?
No, that was kind of just something I made up.
Okay, very good.
Just a wall.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the picture to be dreary. I wanted it to be depressing. I wanted to literally, we could say, shock almost.
Well, you've certainly
I didn't want it to be a pretty picture. Mm-hmm. So I used dull colours, dark colours. I tried to make it as depressing as possible,
yeah,
so that people would notice it. You see?
Of course, yeah.
And then I came up with the slogan there: "Give your kids the right start in life," which I happened to just have written on a jotter, school jotter.
Very good.
Written on the cover, and I just put it on the wall there, and I put a few little figures, and to make it look pretty drab. And then the painting took me, I'd say, about maybe a month to paint, off and on. And then I said, well, there's no point in having just one painting, so I did about 4 of them.
Very good.
And which I still have. And then I lost interest because I didn't know what to do with them. I actually put it into a gallery at one of my exhibitions, and people liked it, but the owner wasn't too happy because he was trying to sell paintings, and he wanted to sell happy-go-lucky, you know, street scenes and landscapes, and he wasn't interested in kind of promoting this. But I got him to put it in the window of the Oriel Gallery at the time. I remember that, and I actually asked him, would he be interested in maybe having an exhibition? He said yes, but it never
manifested.
Yeah. But I'm going to try and maybe get around to doing another couple and having an exhibition.
Very good.
Promote the whole thing. Try and make people aware, because as you know, like, you could be reading this stuff or seeing it in papers, but it doesn't mean anything. As much as like a picture speaks 1,000 words, the picture should be able to. You should be able to look at it and instantly know what it's about, and that's what I try to do. I try to make it what it is.
It speaks of volumes of what, especially to me anyway, the eyes in particular. The cigarette is stereotypical because a lot of people have addictions, and you'd see them with them. But
But it's a kind of symbol to me of what the situation in this country is.
Absolutely.
The homeless situation.
It's at its all-time worst.
It's never been worse.
It's never been worse. No. And you know that many years ago, when there was no money, we provided housing, and they were awash with it, and we're not. So
well, the thing is, I painted that about 6 years ago, and as far as this young lad is concerned, his life hasn't changed because he's still there.
My God, that's
like,
sad.
Yeah, he's still there. Like, you're talking like 6 or 7 years ago, and he looks a lot older. Obviously, sitting out in all kinds of weathers and sleeping on the street.
Yeah.
And he's completely incoherent. He doesn't talk, and he doesn't remember me or anything like that. I go by and I actually showed him the painting, and he didn't want to look at it. So I mean,
because it's
as regards him, there's
him.
Nothing been done.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever.
And that's extremely sad to hear that.
It is sad.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
yeah.
So, although we do have people, like you were saying earlier, George, that we have the soup kitchen there outside the GPO.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Every night. I mean, you see it there. And these people, like, they're standing there, and it was lashing rain there. I was in town the other night, and it was lashing rain. There they were.
I am aware, because my background would have been homeless going back, but
Right.
I am aware of a lot of good Irish people that do voluntary work.
Yeah.
They don't get paid, and they take the food off their own table and add to it.
We all condemn the fact that this is happening, but a lot more should be done and could be done.
I think a lot more should be done from the government's point of view.
Absolutely,
you know,
absolutely.
because
It's like what I was saying earlier to you, that if you go back to the 50s with Sean Lamass, when there was no money in the country, and he was able to build Ballyfermot, Crumlin, Finglas.
Absolutely.
And we no money. Now we're awash with money, and we can't build houses. We can build apartments, okay, and charge an arm and a leg that people can't afford.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
So the whole thing is potty.
Yeah, it's
I don't know what kind of a.
It's not a fair system in any sense of you know, like, people I think feel that they're compelled to work, but they just can't see a way out. I can't see a way out from my children or grandchildren.
No.
But again, getting back to this, it's absolutely wonderful, and it says an awful lot. As I say, even his hair being long, but again, that's a source of heat.
What I
him.
was thinking of doing was maybe using this as the kind of flagship
Right.
of my paintings, or just use it as a trademark or a logo. Maybe get it printed up into posters or something, or use it on our, on a catalogue, maybe to have an exhibition of to promote the whole situation
For the socially deprived
in
like,
the country. Yeah.
Absolutely, excellent idea. Yeah.
Because I know that anybody who's seen the painting have said the same thing to me. I've had it at home for years, and people have said to me, what are you going to do with that painting? And I said, I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
it kind of speaks for itself.
Absolutely. I think it's more for an art gallery as opposed to over the mantelpiece.
Oh no, definitely.
In that sense, that it's Ireland of its times. But you say that's 6 years ago, so 2018.
Well, the times haven't changed.
2020, exactly, just before COVID, and here we are now, that 6 years later, and the situation is an awful lot worse than then. Yeah. Believe it or not, and I guarantee it, the stats will show that. So you're right in every sense of the word, and what you're saying you're going to do a few for.
Yeah, well, I mean, what I was thinking of doing was maybe have an exhibition of about a dozen of these type of
very good,
just to promote and just to give people make them aware that
what's going
this is going on in the city.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't aware.
All day, every day,
absolutely.
And all night. And we just close our eyes to it. I mean, myself included. I mean, I did my little bit.
I think we're all guilty of that.
I don't do enough, and here I am talking here what other people should be doing.
Yeah.
I don't do anything really. I did try.
You are. I mean, that in itself is it'll get noticed, and I think that we need the prominent people to also come out and speak about it. And if you get, whether it would be the Bonos of this world to comment on the likes. It'll help in the end, because we just can't keep going the way we're going. We really can't, because it's
the whole thing just kind of it's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It just gets worse, because if you remember going home to London, say back in the 70s or 80s, you could see the homeless people there all over the place, or New York, and we hadn't got it in Ireland, you know. And suddenly it's crept in. It's kind of crept into this country now, and it becomes part of society, and it shouldn't be allowed to have started in the first place.
No.
Never mind, try and correct it. And this is the whole problem, is that there's not enough emphasis on it. We get the odd little kind of thing on the radio and this kind of the homeless and so on and so on, but we don't do enough. We really don't.
Yeah, but we're also seeing an awful lot of people in this country per capita being found dead on the streets.
Yeah.
And that says an awful lot, and I know there's a lot to do with mental health and hostels and people not being in a position to share and sleeping under trees, and antisocial as well, that they're getting beaten up on the streets. But again, what you've did there really is it should say to people, we need to do more. We need to we need to say to the government, it's unacceptable. There's not enough people. It's only the people that are victims they're voiceless. So, you know, I have to say, I have to thank you for being a voice, because that's being a voice for the voiceless by doing the likes of that painting. It's wonderful.
Thanks, George, and maybe we'll get something positive out of it.
Absolutely.
Let's just see what happens, and we'll keep pushing away here anyway.
Fair play to you. Lovely chatting to you.
Just see what happens from here.
Okay.